We're Steve
and Annette.
Economides from MoneySmartFamily.com. Have you ever made a stupid financial decision? We know we have.
Like the time we bred dogs to earn money for a car, and the litter came down with parvovirus, and we lost $300.
Or the time I decided to buy Intel stock when it was like at its peak, and then it tanked. Money Smart Family.
So we had a group of friends over the other night and asked them if they wouldn't mind jumping on camera and sharing what their biggest financial mistakes were. And they were all up for it. So what you're going to see in this video is them sharing what they did. And it's awesome. I mean, terrible, awesome, but they learned from it.
Well, they talked about some of their money mistakes and things like buying cars and buying timeshares and houses, and one person even shared how they squandered a big inheritance.
Before we get to the video, make sure you subscribe so you know when we're going to put up a new one. And then if you're brave enough, in the comments below, leave one of your worst financial mistakes so we can all learn and become smart.
And at the end of the video, we're going to share a tool we've been using for a long time that's helped us not make financial mistakes. So make sure you watch till the end.
My name is Deacon Hayes from WellKeptWallet.com.
And what is your stupidest money mistake you ever made?
So when I was in my early 20s, I bought a condo with zero money down. At the time, I thought it was the greatest thing. The market was going up, and I thought, oh my gosh, this would be amazing to get in without having to put any of my own money into it. But they had these things called 80-20 loans, where I got two separate loans from two different lenders, 80% from one, 20% from the other, and my interest rates were 9% and 13%.
Whoa!
And then I thought, oh, I'm going to try to rent this out for what the actual mortgages were, and I couldn't find anybody in their right mind to actually rent it for what I was paying for it. So it was actually negative every month that I owned it.
Oh, jeez. And is there any redeeming side to this story?
I learned to never do that again, and since then I've put 20% down at least on houses so that I don't have to pay private mortgage insurance, and so that we could expedite paying it off even faster, and soon to be debt-free this year once again.
What's your name?
I'm Jackie from JackieBeck.com.
JackieBeck.com. Here we go. What is your stupidest money move?
Well, I have lots to choose from, but I would say probably withdrawing money from my 401k in my 20s, because with only a few $1,000s, if I had just left that in there, would have been awesome by now, especially since the company that I was with gave a 100% match.
Oh.
So that was a problem.
Yeah, and since you're only 25, it's not that big a deal. But
Yeah, that's no problem.
do you want to share another one just because you're on a roll?
Another one is probably when I bought a duplex sight unseen in Texas using an interest-only loan.
What? Oh!
Luckily, I came to my senses just before the housing market crash and sold it, so I really, really lucked out with that. Otherwise, I'd have been in deep trouble because
Wow.
that was not pretty.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay. And wait, are you debt free?
Yes. Yes, we are completely debt-free.
So, what's your name?
I'm Vicki Thompson.
And you don't have a website.
No.
But that's okay. You're representing you. So we're talking about the stupidest money moves you ever made.
Well, back in the day, we bought a timeshare. We actually went to the whole thing to get the, I think, $100 at Costco gift card.
That was worth it.
That really bit us in the end. But we ended up going to Hawaii, and of course, while you're there, you have to go to the spiel, right? And the high pressure, the dreams of being an adult and feeling like you've really come into your own. We bought it hook, line, and sinker. And we had used it for maybe 4, 5, 6 years and realized what a bad thing this was. And we then got turned on to becoming debt-free. Hello. Yeah, timeshares and debt-free don't really mix. So my husband looked into how to get rid of it. Good luck! And this was several years ago, before all the getting out of it ways that there are now. But back in the day, we paid $5,000 to get rid of the timeshare.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, double whammy.
Wow.
So that was my biggest obvious one. But also, I didn't budget for a lot of years. Bad mistake.
So now you budget?
Oh yes, we
Woo!
we are debt free. House.
Oh, that's awesome! What is your name?
My name is Anthony Curlew, and my website is fiscallysound.com.
Fiscallysound.com. And have you ever made a stupid money mistake?
Never.
Okay.
So, right. The one I'll talk about today is I bought a timeshare. And I got all this pressure. So yes, my financial mistake, one of my financial mistakes was buying a timeshare, which is something that is not an asset. It is not an investment. It will never grow in value. And there are so many better ways to vacation for less money. Thankfully, I no longer own that timeshare. And if you're one of those folks that are stuck with a timeshare, it just so happens that fast forward to today, I actually run an affiliate program for a company called the Newton Group that can help you get out of your timeshare. So if you're one of those people that you're either stuck in a timeshare and you want to get out, or if you're a content producer and you're looking for a great affiliate program, I'm happy to chat with you about that as well.
Yeah, I got a question for you. How much of a stupid decision was it? I mean, what did it cost you?
Oh wow. So I was fortunate. It probably took several $1,000s out of my budget, but it was not as bad as some people. It's about $20,000 is the average. So thankfully, I was well below that, and I was actually able to get out of the agreement without having to fulfill any more obligations.
Wow, that's amazing. And now, how do you handle your finances?
How do I handle them? Well, I don't make stupid financial decisions. I actually live on a budget.
What?
My wife and I, we discuss our spending habits. We were actually taught in our premarital class that if we were going to make a financial decision over $25, that we needed to discuss that. And that's actually something that we have stuck to. Thankfully, budgeting and saving and investing are now a part of our financial picture.
Woo! Dustin, what's your name?
Dustin Heiner. I am with MasterPassiveIncome.com.
And what was your crazy, stupid money mistake?
So, not spending money, because I'm really frugal, so I don't spend very easily, but the making of money. My stupid mistake was how I made money. So, I was working a job, working a normal 9-to-5 job, working for the government actually, and my wife, we had 4 kids, and we just had our 4th kid. And I went on paternity leave, and I come back after a week of paternity leave, and on a Friday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I get a call from my boss's secretary. Say, hey Dustin, can you come to the boss's office? I'm like, okay, so I hang up the phone, and I'm thinking, uh-oh, did I do something wrong? Like, what's going on? I haven't been back long enough to actually do anything wrong. So I get up, I start walking down the long hallway to get to his office. It really wasn't that long, but it felt long. And as I'm walking down the hallway, my feet started feeling heavier and heavier because thoughts came back in my head about rumors about, right before I was leaving, that there might not be enough money and there needed to be layoffs. And I realized, uh-oh, am I actually going to be laid off? I've been working so hard for many, many years at this job. Lo and behold, I walk up to my boss's office. The secretary's looking at me, and she sheepishly says, Dustin, would you please have a seat? Because the door was closed, somebody else is in there. And I'm sitting there, my hands start to get clammy. I start to get really sweaty because I started thinking, we just had our 4th kid. How am I going to pay for food, for housing? Am I a failure now? Am I failing as a husband and as a dad? Then the door opens up, and out walks a lady with a piece of paper in her hand. She's noticeably distraught. Her face, she's almost breaking down crying. Oh, no. And my boss says, Dustin, would you please come in the office? Lo and behold, I actually get laid off. And who gets laid off at the government? Well, I did. Nobody stops working at the government, but I did. And I realized my money mistake was I was working for someone else or something else as opposed to working for myself. And so I went back to my desk and I said, you know what? I need to do something. Two things. I need to get another job so I can pay for the mortgage, pay for food to take care of my family. That was the first thing. The second thing was I need to change my identity. No longer is my identity with my job. If somebody says, hey, Dustin, what do you do? No longer do I say, I work for IT for the government. No, I say, I'm an investor now. I invest in real estate. I give the value to myself, my God, my family, and my kids That's where I give my value. So everybody watching this, your value is what you give yourself. So if you're thinking about working that job and just keep doing that forever, it might get taken away. So try to figure out a way to have passive income, be financially independent. That's my money mistake, is I put my path down the wrong path, and I actually got laid off and eventually found real estate, and that's how I make money for my family.
Woo!
Hi, my name is Francelys DeMica, and I'm that conscious gal online.
Okay, and you're pretty smart, but at some point in time in your life you made kind of a crazy, stupid financial move. What was that?
Absolutely. I'm not going to be shy. I've made many stupid financial moves because my entire 20s I've been delusional, and I always have this knowing that things are always just going to work out for me. It's like an intuition. But my worst mistake was that in 2015 I got $90,000 from my grandfather, and the intention from my family was to find a way to invest it in real estate. And I wasn't educated enough in investing. And so they told me to put it in a savings account and just wait. And then I just started chipping away at the money. Stupidly. And not only that, during that time I also got in debt. So, because, in my mind I was like, I'll put it back. And yeah. So like looking back and now educating myself financially and learning about like compound interest and all these things, I'm like, wow, like that money could have grown so much in a short amount of time if I didn't find a proper real estate investment to put it into.
Just kidding.
Okay, so what's your name?
Denis.
And have you ever made a bad financial decision, a crazy, stupid money mistake?
So I don't have a lot of them, like some other people out there, but my biggest financial mistake was probably when I was really young, around 16, 17 years old, and I bought a brand new car, and of course financed it, and shortly after I realized that I hate owing anybody money for anything, and paid it off in about a year, and ever since then I've just pretty much made sure that I can pay for everything on my own.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's like the cutting short the price of a bad lesson, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
So, I mean, I learned from my lesson quickly and moved on.
And do you want to share where people can find you, because you're pretty accomplished?
Yeah, I mean, if they want to find me on YouTube, I'm at True Financials. You'll see my smug all over the thumbnails and videos. So I teach people how to save money, make money, and invest money for building wealth.
Way to go. Woo! We did it.
They're fake.
Hey, we're all going to make financial mistakes. And our hope is that you'll learn from them and recover from them. But one thing we've learned is we've used a tool forever that has helped us avoid financial mistakes, and it's our budget system. It's the ugliest thing, but it really, really works. It's helped us pay cash for all of our cars. We've never had a car payment. We paid our first home off in 9 years on an average income of $33,000. We paid our second home off about just as fast, and we helped our kids go to college without student loans.
It just manages our money so that there's money there for holidays, there's money there for presents, birthdays, weddings. There's car repair money that accrues so that a car repair is never an emergency at our house. We're always setting aside money for that.
So we created the America's Cheapest Family budget system that's basically a copy of ours. It just looks nicer. And it will help you avoid financial mistakes and help you build financial strength. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to learn more about household budgeting, visit MoneySmartFamily.com/household budgeting. And if you want to save more money, watch these videos next.